universe.
No, my lord. You have examples of everything we do.
Ah, I see. What's this?
A memorial, my lord. We made it for a garden in Hinckley.
Near Leicester. You do get about.
There you are. You took your time.
I thought you'd rung by accident.
How else would you like to be summoned? By Joshua's trumpet?
I prefer not to be summoned at all. At any rate, not by you.
Take these down to the car. I'm going to fetch your galoshes and umbrella.
I've been thinking. Should I just tell them everything when we get there and have done with it?
No. I'm not one to give up my secrets unless I have to.
They've got nothing else to prove against us if the man who killed him can't have been you.
Even so.
Daisy,
Yes, Mr. Carson?
before we go, His Lordship wants to extend an invitation to Mr. Mason for the unveiling, which will include you as William's widow.
Thank you, Mr. Carson.
I'll write to him as chairman, but it might be nice if you were to mention it in your next letter, too.
Of course.
Fine. Well, we'd better get up to the cars.
I hope you can manage a few days without Dinker's threat.
I hope that will be fulfilled and gladly, my lady.
Are these all the cases, Dinker?
Your ladyship is very sharp-eyed. We are missing one. Well, since Mr. Spratt was given the task of bringing them down, no doubt he's put it somewhere special for safekeeping.
How very considerate of you, Spratt. Fetch it now, please.
But your ladyship, I do.
Fetch the case, Spratt.
I feel so guilty leaving Marigold on her own.
Oh, she's not on her own. She's surrounded by nannies and children.
I know.
She'll have a whale of a time.
Edith is obsessed with that child.
She's a dear little thing.
So she is. But as a matter of fact, there is something about her.
But Marigold, what?
I don't know, a sense of deja vu. Can't quite put my finger on it.
All of you, Andy here will be an extra footman while we're in London. Please be helpful to him.
Starting at dinner tonight.
Yeah, that's the idea. How did Mr. Carson find you? I was working as a hall boy. Mr. Carson rang my butler to see if he had any ideas.
It's only a week's work. Will he take you back?
I don't want to go back. Not as a hall boy. I want to be a footman now. This is the first step.
I think that's brave.
Well, you've got to be brave these days. Do you know London well?
No, I grew up in the East End, and I've only ever worked in Bayswater.
Bayswater?
Yeah, north of the park.
Oh, yes, I know where it is. So you're not known around here, then?
No.
And you're just with us till after the wedding?
That's it.
I dare say you enjoy a bit of fun?
Well, I suppose so. As much as the next man.
Well, there's fun to be had round here if you know where to look for it.
You know this area, then?
Oh, yes. I've come home. I spent many a year in St. James's Square.
Well, before we get drawn into Miss Denker's past adventures, why don't you come along with me and I'll show you how it all works. Chop, chop.
Welcome the hunter home from the hill. How are you both?
Worn out. The train from Southampton was almost as bad as the voyage from Bombay.
You must lie down before you change. Do you remember Carson?
I gather you haven't brought any personal attendants, my lord. Those days are done for us now, Carson.
We didn't tell the world.
Well,
You will have Lady Mary's maid Anna to help you, my lady. His lordship will have Mr. Molesley. Now I'll show you to your room.
We're not in one room together. The thing is, we're very squashed. I'm not sharing a room. I'll go to an hotel.
Come on.
Don't worry, my lady. We'll manage. If you'd like to come this way.
Maybe Lady Rose could share with Lady Edith.
Thank you, Mrs. Hughes.
I knew she'd be in trouble.
Mummy, they said you'd arrived.
Yes, what a journey. I seem to have been travelling for as long as I can remember.
Are you here now?
Won't you give your poor old mother a kiss?
Of course.
This is quite a choice you've made.
I hope you'll like him. They're all coming for dinner tonight.
And you're quite sure?
Absolutely.
Well, then that's all I needed to hear.
Has Mr. Carson announced dinner?
They're not all here yet.
I found a letter from Mr. Viner when we arrived, confirming I'm to be at Scotland Yard in the morning.
Try not to worry about it. Why not go to see your house afterwards? You'd enjoy that.
Now, in London, we supervise, but they help themselves to coffee and drinks from a side table. Once they settle, we leave them to it.
And my last place, the footman stayed till he went to bed.
Not here. If they want a second drink, it's up to them. There we are.
I hope Annie was helpful.
She will be, I'm sure. Where are the Cinderbys?
Oh, we thought you might be Lord and Lady Cinderby.
Afraid not.
What do they like?
Well, she's very nice and fond of Rose.
He's less convinced.
Rose is more than a match for him.
It does make me smile that they should be the ones objecting.
They're as much right as we do.
Mummy, Daddy, can you try to behave like a happy couple?
Wouldn't that be rather dishonest?
Why? You haven't separated yet.
We separated the moment we walked down the gangway at Southampton.
It won't kill us to put on a show for a few more days.
The thing is, I don't want to give Lord Cinderby any ammunition.
So Lady Rose McClare is a mésalliance.
I'm not sure that's helpful, Granny.
Lord and Lady Cinderby and Mr. Atticus Aldridge.
Do come in. How lovely to see you.
Lady Cinderby, well,
Daddy, Mummy, this is Atticus.
How did you?
What a peculiar name.
How's it going?
Lady Fletcher's not a pushover.
I told you that.
I must ask, because I can't get it out of my mind, why has the inspector summoned Mrs. Bates?
Would it help if I swore neither of them has done anything wrong?
I never doubted it. But it's a relief to hear. I better go up.
What made you choose Yorkshire? Was it a historic reason?
Not really. I used to go there as a girl, and of course, it's beautiful.
Do you have any English blood?
It's true, we only date from the 1850s, but Lady Cinderby's family arrived in the reign of King Richard III.
Really? I always think of you as nomads drifting around the world.
Talking of drifting around, is it true you're starting your honeymoon at the Melfords in Coningsby?
Oh, yes. Lady Melford is mother's cousin.
Is she? I never knew that.
I gather you wanted a synagogue blessing.
I'd like to respect both sides.
Well, you don't understand our customs. Then again, why should you?
So it won't be possible.
No. He should have told you.
I thought we could have a dinner on Wednesday night for all of you. So you could meet some of the relations.
And show them how lucky they are. Have you got many of them staying?
We're crammed to the gunnels. Atticus has had to move into the Hornby Hotel.
I love the Hornby.
It makes sense, and he can have his, what do they call it now? His stag party there, without disturbing us.
Will you be going, Lord Cinderby?
Hardly. Stag parties are rather high on Father's disapproval list.
Is it a long list, Lord Cinderby? The things you disapprove of?
No. As long as I can steer clear of card sharps and undercooked fish. And divorce. I think I'm fairly easy.
Is divorce so terrible these days? Is it worse to stay together and be miserable?
Well, I'm clearly old-fashioned, but to me, divorce signifies weakness, degradation, scandal, failure.
Are you glad to be in London again?
I will be when I get the house back.
When do the tenants go?
Next week, in theory. I need to pull the real pictures out of storage.
What a palaver.
I know, but think of the relief when I can shut the door at last and be alone in my own home.
Won't Lord Flintshire be in there with you?
Of course he will.
Of course I will. What a funny thing to say, Susan.
Funny is one word for it.
Well, I want you to know that you'll always be welcome at Canningford.
How kind. Tell me, do you find it difficult these days to get staff?
Not very. But then we're Jewish, so we pay well.
And if I don't get an early night, I'll never make it through the week. Is Dickie Merton coming to the wedding?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You've changed your tune.
Well, I've been reminded recently that one is not given many chances in life, and if you miss them, they may not necessarily be repeated.